What's good, you guys? Welcome back to Slop Talk, and we are excited to bring you episode 2 of Slop Talk because episode 1 of season 23 has just aired and is over, and there's so much to talk about. We're gonna try to fit it in here for everybody, not too fast, but not taking everyone's too much time here. So, I'm Chris. Welcome again, my co-host Danny here. And again, this is Slop Talk. Slop Talk. All right. It sounds like slap talk every once in a while, but I like it. I like it. So Danny, episode 1 aired. What's your initial impressions?
My initial impression, is there a new voiceover announcer?
It did sound a little different, right? Like yeah.
Or are they saying, or is he just saying more? Because like they were really explaining the game. They usually don't explain the game that well, and I felt like maybe his voice was just saying too much, and so it sounded weird. But I don't know, it sounded a little different.
No, I'm with you. It sounded a little different, or yeah, maybe. Or maybe it is just he's not just saying on Big Brother. Maybe he was doing a little bit more extra, but yeah, I mean, I was taken back a little bit. I did think they were he did say more. That was the thing. I don't know if he's taking a bigger part or it's in his contract. He's like, season 23 is coming up, guys. Like now's where you give me more lines. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. That was my initial, like the graphics were a little different. I mean, the logo is the same, but like the graphics were a little bit, it's a different vibe. I think with like COVID, they had like time to like really like put in some production time and like really like change things a little bit.
That could hurt though. I definitely think some of the allure and the the attraction to Big Brother is that it's not low budget, but it's just so simple. Like it's all about the game. It's all about like the people in the house, and there isn't much going on other than what's going on in the house. So I do think don't want to step too far beyond that line. I do agree. COVID gave everyone a lot more time to figure things out and plan ahead. I know they still did a Big Brother in quarantine. Because I remember the masks last season, like everyone kept having to put the mask on before they came and saw Julie. But yeah, definitely a little bit different tone. I liked it. Yeah, it's off to a great start. So one of the biggest things that they kept announcing during the initial episode of season 23 was the increasing amount of the grand prize, which now I kept saying while we were watching it, I kept saying it to the wife and the kids while we were watching it. I was like, it's gonna be 750. It's gonna be 750 because I didn't.
Really?
I don't think, because I initially I thought, it's gonna be $1 million because they we had so much time off. They have like 2 seasons worth of prize money, but then I thought that would suck to be on this season and get $1 million. Well, to not be on the season, watch the season, see the winner get $1 million, and then next year go back to being like 500,000. So, because I don't, as much as revenue as this show probably brings in, I'm not sure if they can keep up $1 million prize fee for it. So, I was like, it's got to be just an extra $250,000. It's got to be, and then they announced it, $750K for the winner. So that's a big thing, because now you're fighting for so much more money.
Yeah. Speaking of COVID, so we lost a member.
We did. Christine, right? Christine, was it? Christine was she opted out, right? She opted out for health reasons.
No, she got COVID.
Yeah, that's the. Oh, I guess you can't come in.
She didn't opt out.
so that disproves what I had thought when I was watching the show, because nobody's wearing masks and everyone's not too far away from each other on the stage. They're still kind of keeping Julie away from people, but the contestants, they were all just kind of standing next to her. So I thought everyone had to get vaccinated to be on the show. Like that was a stipulation. Like,
I'm sure they're getting vaccinated still, but I'm sure they're testing them before they enter the house also, just for liability issues. So she didn't didn't get to go in the house, but she was the one that I thought like, oh, she's gonna bug me. She's really gonna bug me.
So that kind of helped out your theory there. So you're safe from that. And on that, we are off on all our guesses. I think I started tallying it, and it took too long to write all the zeros down. But I think you had 2 when I left it. You had 2 right, and I had 1 right, and we were both wrong on was it Kylan?
Yep.
We were both wrong on Kylan. Yeah.
Yeah. Dang it.
But
go ahead.
No, but I mean, I was just happy that the one that got me, I was happy about was Frenchie. I was like, I got Frenchie right. That was like, I was the most sure about Frenchie. So.
I mean, I was wrong about Travis's occupation, but I told you he was from Hawaii. I told you he was from Hawaii.
You did have his location right. So when he showed up with the Hawaii thing, I was like, he's gonna be a farmer, and it turned out he wasn't. So all right,
well, let's talk about the contestants.
Okay. You were right.
You have them written down?
What's that?
You have written down like the list of the contestants as they entered the house?
No, I don't have them in order, but I have the contestants here, and I'm pretty sure I can remember who the first 4 were. So the first 4 were Derek F. Travis, Xavier, and
it was Frenchie.
Frenchie was because he won the first round. So yeah. So
thoughts on them?
So big props. I think I read somewhere on Twitter that this is a huge step towards representation for the LGBTQ plus community. This is the most people that had from that community on one single show. And the one that took me by surprise, all 4 kind of lived up to what we were talking about. Like Xavier, he works out, caught me off with the attorney thing, but he was smart. So he got in there and he wasn't like, I'm an attorney. He played that off to something else.
He was a bartender. He introduced himself as a bartender.
And he said in his intro video that he'd done that before. So it's the perfect cover for being an attorney. I believe
he was a bartender from Milwaukee.
Yeah, and he has the athletic build, and he's all about sports, like we were talking about. Travis obviously lived up to the whole island boy, surfer guy, spearfishing. Frenchie was a farmer, and I'm looking at his picture right now. I can tell you it still looks like he took that picture out in the field and then just sent it away. But the one that surprised me the most was Derek F.
Me too.
Derek F. And so you did get a few more right. So Derek F is the security, or the security officer, but he's also Smoking Joe Frazier's son, which threw me for a loop. Like I'm a big boxing fan, so Smoking Joe Frazier, oh my goodness, like his son on Big Brother, that's a big thing. Now I wonder if he tells anybody.
I don't know. I mean, I have an asterisk next to his name being as one of the house guests that threw me. Like I did not expect him to be like that at all. Like you said, he's a famous boxer's son, and I was just like, what? I mean, I don't know who that is. I mean, I've heard of him, of course, but and he's gay. It just goes to show you just don't know. And I was just like, I think I'm gonna like him this season. I have a feeling I'm gonna like him.
I think personality wise, I'm gonna like him. Well, I guess we can say now. I actually think that Frenchie, I know he made that pick on a personal note, like because he reminded him of his best friend, but I think he made a mistake. So spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't seen episode 1, Frenchie did win his team did win the HOH or the safety competition. I don't know what to call it now because it's not just one person, but let's just say for now the HOH competition. They're safe for the first week, but he had the option to go Travis or Derek F.
Yeah, and I wrote a little note that says, "How come no one's picking Travis?"
Yeah, like
I was
I
very
know
confused.
I know they don't know his background, but
Sure,
just as a competitor alone,
athletic built, like
he started the competition taking his shoes off to do the
I
competition.
know
I
he
mean, I
was
was like,
ready.
yeah, I was like, come on, this guy was like, should be in your, in the top 2 picks if he comes up. But yeah, I think he
I don't
missed the
know.
mark. I'm with you.
Agree.
I like Derek F. I personally, I think he's going to be a fun guy. I think he's going to be the guy to keep things lively and also, excuse me, also spark a little drama. But I don't know if I would want him on my team.
Yeah. I mean, he even admitted it himself. He said, "Oh, I'm going to have the social game." And I believe him. I feel like he's going to he just already comes off as this really positive guy. Like he compliments everyone. It doesn't seem like ingenuine when he does it, but then there's still a little part of me that's like, ooh, I don't think it's all rainbows and puppies with him. I feel like he has I think he has it in him to maybe turn a little bit and get a little grimy. So we'll see.
And he said he's a big fan. And all the people who say they're big fans of Big Brother are usually the ones to start the talks of backdooring people and going against their alliance for a better a better deal on that week. So we'll see. Like I said, I think that was my biggest miss of their team draft, which is new. Which is also a new aspect to Big Brother is everyone had to draft a team of 2 boys and 2 girls, and that was a little weird because now you're not playing for yourself, you have to play for the team.
Yeah, and the games are a little bit different. Like I've said, I've probably just been watching the last 10 years or so, and they've never had anything like that. Like the plexiglass game that they had to play in the First of all, I would have sucked at that game. I'm not good at anything that's detail oriented. I was watching, I'm like, yeah, I would have lost this game, but they've never had anything like that before. So I'm curious as if they're completely changing the games and the competitions because people are kind of they kind of expect the super fans are like, okay, it's week 8. That means we're going to have an endurance comp and it's probably going to be this. And you're like, wait, how do you know that? But so I'm curious if they're trying to change, the competitions also.
Yeah, I definitely think it is. And I think the way competitions happen are going to change a little bit too. Kind of like how when the first 4 got done with their game, they went up to the balcony, which I don't think I've ever seen before, other than the neighbor and during Celebrity or All Stars or whatever. But it was never like the current contestants that were sitting up there watching. And so I was like, that's a little different. And yeah, and the game that popped up was a little bit different. I definitely think because okay, so a while ago, years and years ago, I went to the fair. And my brother-in-law, he was like, we should build some of these at home so we could practice. So next year we can come and clean up. And we never went through with it, but I could see how other people could build mock-up versions of these games and practice. And then when they get on Big Brother, just comp beast, immediately. And you're already already expecting it because you, like you said, it's week 8, week 7, this is what we're gonna do. And okay, we haven't done this comp, so it's probably coming up in the next couple of weeks. So I think it's a good idea if they are aiming to change things up a little bit on the games. But I love that game.
They're really going for the risk and reward theme and the gamble theme this season. So I mean, I stopped losing count how many times they said risk and reward and gamble.
Yeah. Well, right there when they were walking in from coming into the house, I guess it said they didn't show it, but I think it was Brittany or Whitney who said it, and it said big on the there was a risk or versus reward sign in the house. So I definitely think they're going for the gambling. Let's make it a little bit different. I expect a lot more twists and turns this season on what they offer. So you made HOH, but we'll give you 20K right now if you give that up to the second place. I definitely think there's going to be a lot more of that. And on the risk and versus reward, another miss by Frenchie. He didn't take the 2-week gamble.
I know. Would you? I don't think I would have done it, but again, that's why I'm not on the show.
I feel like I would have done it.
Yeah,
I feel like I would have done it.
But do you think he would have been a target if he didn't get to do it? Would he have been HOH still? No.
No,
wouldn't have
no.
been safe.
If he missed it out, if he missed that, the second team, who was the replacement for Christy,
exactly. I was like, I saw that. I was like, who's this?
Yeah, she definitely came out of nowhere, right? I mean, she's
I was like, was she on the list?
She is on the new list. She is on the new list, but she's not on the old list. And but she was the Kings, the captain of the Kings. I want to say because I think it's Jokers, Aces, Queens, Kings when you're looking at it from the camera. So I think she was the captain of the Kings. They got second place. So I was actually happy for her because I knew when she came on the show, she was like the last minute replacement. And I was like, I know they haven't met before, but I was happy that like the last minute replacement wasn't going to be like up on the block right away. Which she still might because she's second place, but she would have taken over if Frenchie didn't make it, but he had 45 seconds. I feel like that's like in your head, like I could do this.
Well, when he did it the first time, they're like, okay, and he was just like, oh, I missed it. I'm like, dude, hurry up. You have like, not that mattered because he wasn't really in the competition, but I was like, no, hurry up. Like, what are you doing? I think he finally was like, oh, shoot. Okay, yeah. Let me see if we can do it.
Yeah.
It didn't look that hard. It didn't look difficult, but
it didn't look difficult, but I mean, obviously it's still a gamble, right? You know, and your team can easily turn on you if you don't make that because you're losing their safety for the first week. So I mean, good on him that he took the week and he's safe and his team gets this kind of immunity. Shout out Survivor, this immunity for the first week. But I definitely think he should have took it. I was like, oh, you missed out. And then the way when he first got the first dice on and went on first try, I was like, see, now you're gonna regret it. But
so now he gets to be the HOH. But do you think he's playing a little too aggressive, or do you think he's playing the game right so far?
No,
in your face aggressive.
He's not in your face aggressive, but he is. He's playing a little aggressive in game wise. I think that's going to be his downfall. I think he's going to try to get too aggressive. He himself also, I think, admitted to being like a huge Big Brother fan. And like I said, those are the guys who like week 3 decide they're going to make some kind of big move. And we all know from history of Big Brother, when you make a big move that's out of left field, hit or miss, you're more likely 50-50 on that chance. And if you miss, you're immediately going to be the next target. So
Frenchie, he said he kept a notebook every season and he wrote in it about different strategies, what they did wrong, what they should have done. I mean, that's a lot. He knows a lot, you know what I mean? So
it is a lot. But again, like I said, a lot of times those fanatics, those Big Brother fanatics are usually the ones who try to go too hard and too fast. So we'll see. But I did. Those are a couple misses by Frenchie. But the next 4 that came in were four girls, and we had Alyssa, Azah, Christy. Brittany. No, not Christy. Brittany and Whitney. Right.
Yep.
Yeah. So
and
those
Brittany like caught me off. Like I thought she was like, I don't know. I thought did you say she was going to be bratty or she was going to make you mad or something?
I did.
Yeah.
I'm a 180 on Brittany.
I know. Me too.
I'm a Brittany fan.
I'm team Brittany too.
I am team Brittany. She is kind of like the outcast, not the outcast, but she's all looks. Initial eye test, she looks different than all the other girls, right? She's got a different build, but but she's got the whole athletic to her. She's the only one that came in ready to compete. Everyone was like taking off her high heels and she was like bouncing back and forth, like ready to go. I'm like, Brittany came to play. Like she was like, I'm wearing sweats and a tank top. Let's go.
Yeah, she's like black belt. She's just a lot different than I thought she was going to be. Looks totally different. And she's autistic. Like, I mean, and, you can see the little, autistic side to her a little bit, but she's ready to play. Like, she is like, she's not shy. She's not an introvert. She is like, she's there to win. I'm excited about it. I'm excited to see what she can do.
I'm excited. I again, after episode 1, initial reactions, I'm team Brittany. I want her to go as far as possible in this game. Also, one bonus to Frenchie's game. That was first pick of the draft. So first pick, Frenchie had his option between from her or I think Alyssa was the two options, and he picked perfect in my opinion. Brittany was, like I said, she looked like she was ready to go from the get-go. So that was the first 4 females. And then next we have hold on.
Brent. I wrote him down.
Brent, Derek X, Kylan, and what's his name? The Christian, who turned. You actually got more than a few right. I think you got a lot right, because Christian was the assistant contractor.
He's a construction worker. I saw the film.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, he's a construction worker. Okay.
Yeah. And then
remember we were just like, what is that job?
And then Whitney was the makeup artist.
She's still different than I thought she was going to be too. So
yeah. But yeah, so we're on the second second set of 4 guys. So now we're at 12 members of the house. And oh yeah, and I think you said Derek X was going to be the startup founder. And he was. Oh
yeah.
But yeah,
he's funny. Derek's a funny guy.
Yeah.
He's just, I'm still like putting my feelers out on him, because he's just like, yeah, I was the Asian guy in high school. And then he had like this big like glow up afterwards. And I'm like, did you? Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, he said he had a big glow up. Glow up.
So we'll see. I mean, I'm kind of I'm just indifferent towards him, I guess. Brent, remember I said he was going to be the guy that's going to annoy me. I was wrong. He's a flight attendant, which wouldn't have guessed it. But he's still going to annoy me this season.
I remember that from our first episode, and that's initially what I thought too. I was like, when I saw him, I was like, Brett, you're he was like, I speak a little Italian, lasagna, pasta. I was like, oh man, not this guy.
He's still the schmoozer that I know he is. So
yeah, and I don't know about East Coast, West Coast, but like how movies portray him. He seems like that East Coast schmoozer who doesn't know where the line is. He keeps schmoozing past the line, and it's just annoying. And
it's like, I'm pretty sure he probably dated Jay Wow on the Jersey Shore, and like he came over, and that's what he reminds me of. He's just like this schmoozer guy, and I'm just like, okay, you're gonna know. And he's like, I'm gonna tame it. I'm gonna calm it down. For blah blah whatever. We'll see. But I have a feeling that he's not gonna be able to like control his salesy kind of vibe. So
yeah, definitely. He's not going to be able to control 100%. No way.
He says he is, but
but then so we move on to the last 4 of our group, the second set of 4 females, which we had Tiffany, Hannah, Sarah, who I was wrong on, but does her own I guess clothes, which was kind of funny to me. I don't know why, but so Tiffany, Hannah, Sarah, and newcomer who replaced Christy. What was her name?
Claire or Clara?
Claire. I think it was Claire.
Claire?
Yeah. We'll go with Claire until next episode when I get proof wrong.
Claire sounds about right.
Yeah. So so that 4 came in. They did theirs, and like I said, the replacement Claire came in, and it was a pretty good competition. I want to say everything was kind of even. I didn't see anyone kind of not living up to playing that first game. Everyone was kind of in the mix.
Alyssa didn't wow me at all. Alyssa, I feel like she was just kind of like, okay. Like,
you were right. You were right that she was the swimmer designer. But and you're right that she just kind of like looked like she was there. Like she now we were talking, I think we were saying like Derek X was the one who was like walking to the mall and they were like casting and he picked up a flyer. I definitely think Alyssa was probably the one who was walking to the mall and just like, oh, I could be on a TV show. Let me go and sign up. And then she got picked.
You're right. I'm just like, does she know Big Brother?
Yeah.
Look, she's standing there. So, I mean,
it definitely
maybe that's
looked
her,
like
maybe that's her strategy. She's not going to be aggressive, um, but I'm guessing she's just she doesn't know what's happening.
if that's her play to look, I don't want to say clueless like Nicole was on that season, because she was a Big Brother fan. She just, I don't know, naive. She wasn't clueless to the game, but she's Nicole. She was just kind of naive to how everybody was playing. And after, if she was a big fan of Big Brother, she should know that everyone's kind of just playing each other. But Alyssa, if that's your game, you're acting this whole I don't know what's going on. You're doing amazing. First off, someone needs to hire you for Hollywood because you were acting the part up to this point. And we're only episode 1, and I'm already thinking that person doesn't know what's going on. So that's our cast. All 16 members of the house. And then we have the 4 teams, which are the Jokers, the Aces, the Queens, and the Kings. The Jokers is headed by Frenchie, who won HOH. So moving forward, they will have this week safe. And then the Aces became the have-nots because they were the last ones to finish in the challenge, which Aces was Whitney, Derek X, Brett, and Hannah. So those are the have-nots for your first week. But I think you said Whitney. You said Whitney was always going to be a have-not.
I did.
And look at you. You know what? Whitney, your whole team is a have-not. I would blame it on Danny here. 100% because
and then even they were explaining the have-nots this episode. Usually they just say have-not, and you kind of like learn what a have-not is throughout the episodes, but they were specifically explaining the game rules. I'm guessing to maybe attract people that have never seen the show before or what. Usually they don't do that, but she specifically said, if you're a have-not, you have to eat slop for a week, you get cold showers, and you're going to be like in the most uncomfortable bed possible. And usually they kind of like explain it, but I think out of those 3, I think not being in a comfortable bed, it does it for me. Like I probably could take a cold shower, probably keep the slop, but I mean, some of the bed situations that they have as have-nots, like, no.
Yeah, they look like cots from an old camp that would have the springs like coming out the mattress.
Yeah,
I feel like I would just sleep on the floor, to be honest. Like at that point, just get the blanket and a pillow and lay on the floor. That would probably be a lot more comfortable than trying to make it on one of those beds they have, because they do look uncomfortable. And you're right. I think I could do I think I could be a have-not because I know I can do cold showers. I can. I was in the Navy for 10 years. I can eat slop, no matter how bad it tastes. And then I was in the Navy for 10 years. We learned how to sleep anywhere, like underneath an AC unit. That we learned how to sleep there, and I feel like I would just pillow and blanket on the ground and fall asleep and be good with that. So,
I think that group is probably going to be the group that is going to have the most difficult time being have-nots, because Whitney, she's not here for it. She doesn't want to be uncomfortable. Hannah's the one that she's a grad student, and she graduated when she was like 16 and then graduated college when she was 19, and and I don't think she's going to do well being a have-not either, but I mean, we'll see.
Derek X lives at home with mom and dad, so I can't imagine him ever being really that uncomfortable. So definitely has that going for him. And Brett, I mean, I think he lived at home with mom and dad too. I'm not 100% sure, but I think he was at home with mom still. And so I definitely think they're gonna have the most trouble. But I also think I'm with you on this now, just because of that who's on that team. They're gonna be the have-nots the most this season. And they'll probably keep them around just so they keep losing. I mean,
it's not a strong team.
No.
I don't know what Whitney was thinking. She didn't pick anyone that was like athletic, or I mean,
by the way,
I don't know.
On that note, misses in the draft. I think Xavier was passed up twice.
Yeah,
I know at least once, but I think twice Xavier was passed up. Are you guys not using your eyes when you pick? That's what I was. That's what I was like yelling at the screen.
Tiffany too. Tiffany, I asterisk Tiffany, the phlebotomist. Good job, by the way. I'm thinking phlebotomist. But I think she seems really cool, and I was like, why isn't anyone picking her?
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know. Maybe my radar is off. I don't know, or we're not seeing what other people are seeing. But they kept passing up people that I was like, they would have been my round 1 pick. So I don't know.
Yeah, I think the only one who got it right was Frenchie's first pick when he picked Brittany. I was like, I know. I think he actually picked Azal first. I think it was Azal, and then the second time he had to pick another female, it was Brittany. I don't know.
Yo, Azal has 300 cousins. Can we talk about
that? Threw me for a loop. I was like, 300 cousins? Like, I have one. Like, I have one cousin.
Yeah, I was like, this is so weird. So,
yeah,
I don't know.
But on that note, I think they have a great diverse cast. Like I said, they did choose to diversify as far as race, gender, and then I guess you call it sex or sexual orientation, or I don't know what. Yeah. So I very much props to the casting of Big Brother. They did a great job doing a full representation this season. So good on them. Any other good points? Oh, go ahead.
No, now that we know the contestants somewhat, do you have a top pick? Who's your favorite to win? Just you get one.
My favorite to win, I'm gonna pick Kylan.
Oh, you're still rolling with Kylan.
I'm still rolling with Kylan. I think he has. I think just by looking at him and knowing what he does, I think he has the. I mean, he does the helping out with the lower income community and helping pick people up and strive for better. And I think that's going to go a long way with not only his team, but whatever alliance he eventually becomes a part of, which is still a little weird to me that you have to play with a team and then you might have an alliance. But I already started working that out in my head, how I would do that. But yeah, definitely sticking with Kylan. I think he has the social skills and obviously I think he already has the athletic skills to go along with it. So
I'm going to go with Xavier on this one. I want Brittany to win, but I feel like Brittany might get caught up a little bit, just being a little too let's go, come on. But I'm going to go with Xavier just because I think I like him. I don't know. I feel like he's going to get into showmance because I feel like him saying, I'm really single. I feel like that's kind of it's kind of setting the tone for how the season's going to go. And I think he's probably going to be in a showmance. It's probably going to keep him a long time. And I think he's probably going to be a good competitor. So I think I'm going to go with Xavier on this one.
Yeah, definitely a lot of options for showmances. A lot of people were talking about showmances and being single coming in here. So we do have the few that are married or have relationships, but it did seem like, I want to say, at least 10 of the contestants were single, and they all talked about it. So I definitely think there's a lot of opportunity there to mix it up that way. So, all right. And on your note about Brittany, I do have her in my top 4. So, but you're right. I do think at that point, she's going to get caught up. So, but I do think she makes at least final 4. But yeah. So, do you have any other points from episode 1? All right, guys. Well, season 23, we're kicking it off strong. It was a great episode. If you haven't watched it, obviously it's on Paramount Plus and Hulu. Go and watch it, catch up. Next episode is on Sunday. This will be out probably Friday. So enjoy and catch up. And I hope you enjoyed the recap. This has been Slop Talk, and we appreciate you watching. Like and subscribe.
Bye.
All right. Bye.